We now invite the Vice President of the Archdiocesan Board of Education, Reverend Father Anand D'Souza, to formally welcome this distinguished gathering.
A sacred act. The courage to hope, the commitment to lead minds and hearts from what is known into what is.
As we each drink of the sweat, we hope we can build a steady flame like the one that once guided our ancestors through monsoon evenings and silent nights. May this light symbolize Christ, the light of the world, who transforms darkness into meaning, learning into wisdom, and educating into a path of hope and transformation. In this quiet glow, we pause, asking that our journey of education may always lead us towards truth, compassion, and lasting transformation.
Felicities, and the three of us, the chief guest, Father Pedro, the auxiliary bishop, Bishop Simeon, and myself, we had the privilege of scoring 3 centuries. Dear Father Pedro Rodriguez, Provincial of the Goa Jesuit Province, the chief guest of today's function, Most Reverend Simeon Purificação Fernandes, Auxiliary Bishop, Father Henry Falcão, the Episcopal Vicar in charge of accompanying the Apostolate of Education, esteemed office bearers of the Archdiocesan Board of Education, and members of the ABE Governing Council, coordinator of today's function, Ms. Aurora D'Souza, dear fathers, sisters, teachers, awardees, students, parents, ladies and gentlemen. I'm extremely happy to be here this morning for yet another All Goa Catholic Educational Institutions Day celebration organized by our Archdiocesan Board of Education. This annual event is steadily becoming a cherished occasion for all of us to grow in the awareness of the tremendous work that our Catholic educational institutions are carrying out in this, our state of Goa, and on the other side, to become more deeply conscious of the enormous challenges that lie ahead of us, so that we may constantly re-evaluate our mission and rededicate ourselves to it with increasing enthusiasm. Of course, we take this opportunity also to pat ourselves on the shoulder for the all-important service that we render to the society, and particularly to the future leaders of our nation, as we spend ourselves to educate them for hope and transformation. This mutual appreciation takes a very meaningful and concrete form as we felicitate on this occasion in a special way those employees of the ABE who have completed 30 or more years in the service of education in our state. In fact, this felicitation is the main motive for organizing this annual event. My dear friends, education is indeed one of the best gifts that the Church all over the world, and particularly in India and in our own Goa, is offering to young people for their all-round growth as fully human and social beings, regardless of creed, color, or race. Education is a sacred venture, and we need to give of our very best, since the future of our children, of our country, and of our world depends on it. As Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, once said, the first thing needed is sufficient number of self-sacrificing people who would devote themselves to educational work as a labor of love. For there is no calling as sacred as this. Education, as we know well, has to do not only with information, that is with the imparting of knowledge, but also and much more with formation, whereby we nurture in our students the virtues of love, faith, and hope, resulting in the emergence of men and women of character, competence, conscience, compassion, and commitment, who will then eminently contribute to the transformation of our fragmented world through their intervention. Education is therefore ultimately a transformative process, changing human persons and through them the society and its structures, so that they can take up the task of building our nation, a nation they should one day own with pride and joy. For us, as disciples of Jesus, education is a call, a mission, a ministry of service for which we are specially chosen by God. Drawing inspiration from the theme of this pastoral year, namely, hope does not disappoint us, the theme for this special day is educating for hope and transformation. If we are to realize the dream enshrined in this meaningful theme, Jesus stands as a shining and appealing model, a teacher par excellence, whose life was his message, a beautiful and inspiring example for all those who are involved in the ministry of education. I would like to share with you briefly 3 images that Jesus spoke about and rendered visible and present in his life and ministry. And all the 3 images begin in S in English. The first image is shepherd. Jesus said, I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep. I love them. I nourish them. I lay down my life for them, especially for those who stray and are wounded. I gather them. In the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 8, verses 1 to 4, we see the shepherd's attitude of Jesus in relation to the leper whom he encounters, saying, Lord, if you will, you can make me clean. His hand touches him, saying, I will be clean. And immediately his leprosy was cleansed. Jesus was a caring teacher. This image of the shepherd challenges us to be caring teachers who know, love, care, sacrifice themselves for the students, giving privileged attention to the weak, the poor, the disadvantaged, the less resourceful students. When we choose to be caring teachers, we will truly bring out the best of our students, give them hope, and promote genuine transformation in them. The second image is of sower, which we find in the Gospel of St. Matthew, chapter 13. Jesus, who sows tirelessly, takes risks, reaches out to people. In the Gospel of St. Luke, chapter 19, we see Jesus reaching out with joy to Zacchaeus, a corrupt person, hated by the Jews. And by reaching out to him as a sower with love, Jesus transforms him, gives Zacchaeus new hope. And this image of the sower challenges us, all of us involved in the ministry of education, to be joyful teachers who spend ourselves tirelessly for our students with joy, dedication, optimism, hope, and courage, thereby bringing about genuine transformation in their lives. And the third image is of the steward image. A steward is a custodian, a trustee, someone to whom a treasure has been entrusted. In chapter 4 of the Gospel of St. John, we see Jesus as a steward waiting at the well for the Samaritan woman. This woman was a sinner, living an immoral life, despised by everyone. But Jesus waits for her, talks to her, listens to her, shares his love with her, and thereby brings about a radical transformation in her life, gives her new hope. She becomes a pilgrim of hope. This image of steward challenges us to be responsible teachers, committed to look at the students as precious gifts entrusted to them. Teachers who are ready to share with them their time, talents, knowledge, skills, their everything. My dear friends, the All India Catholic Educational Policy states in number 4.3, I quote, "We enable each student to see her life as a gift of God and as a call to serve. We help them to realize that it is right attitudes and principles that give power and dignity to our life. We nurture the vocational dimension of life in each student and help each one to interpret one's life in the light of God's plan for him, for her, and contribute to life." One of the principal motives of our gathering today is to celebrate and recognize the yeoman service that the members of the ABE have been rendering to this noble cause of education. We have singled out 107 of these who have completed 30 or more years of dedicated service to the apostolate of education. We felicitate you warmly for your great sense of dedication and sacrifice in the service of the education of our children. What they have received today is just a small token of the gratitude our entire society owes to them. On this day, I formulate an ardent appeal that all of you, felicities of today, may continue to be enthusiastic collaborators of the ABE, as it forges ahead to fulfill the mission that it has taken up in this beautiful state of Goa. Continue your sacred mission with unflagging zeal. Along with you, I also salute all the others who together with you are sincerely and selflessly engaged in serving the cause of the education of our young, be it as managers, as academic heads, as teachers, or as non-teaching staff in our Catholic educational institutions. Bless you all abundantly. Finally, my appreciation and sincere thanks go to Father Pedro Rodriguez, our chief guest, Father Henry Falcao, our Episcopal Vicar for Education, to the ABE office bearers, governing council members, the organizing team for today's celebration under the leadership of Ms. Aurora de Souza, and particularly to our secretary, Father Tony Alemao. Thank you. God bless you.
Respectful welcome to each one of you. We gathered this morning as one family, ABE, the family of Catholic education in Goa, to celebrate All Goa Catholic Educational Institutions Day under the meaningful theme, Educating for Hope and Transformation. This theme captures not only our heritage, but also our calling today. Catholic education in India, and especially here in Goa, has never been merely about imparting information or achieving academic excellence alone. From its earliest beginnings, it has been a mission of the Church to form the human person in fullness, intellectually competent, morally grounded, spiritually rooted, and socially committed. Our schools and colleges have been lamps lit to dispel darkness, true to the ABE motto, from darkness to light. As we celebrate our legacy today, we do so with deep gratitude. We remember the reverends, the visionaries, missionaries, religious clergy, dedicated lay educators who laid strong foundations, often with limited resources, but with immense faith and courage. Because of them, Catholic institutions in Goa have earned a reputation for quality, discipline, inclusivity, and value-based education, serving students across communities, cultures, and economic backgrounds. At the same time, today's celebration is not only about looking back, it also is about looking ahead. We live in times of rapid change, the digital revolution, social media culture, shifting value systems, the challenges of NEP 2020, mental health concerns, increasing competition, and questions around identity and purpose confront our students daily. As educators, we are called to read the signs of the times with wisdom and discernment. The challenge before us is clear. How do we remain faithful to our mission while responding creatively and courageously to new realities? Catholic education today must continue to be a space of hope, where young people are taught not only how to succeed, but how to live meaningfully. Not only how to compete, but how to care. Not only how to earn a living, but how to make a life. Our classrooms must become places of dialogue, compassion, critical thinking, ecological responsibility, and deep human values. In Goa, with our rich cultural and spiritual heritage, this responsibility is even more significant. We are called to form young citizens who are rooted in faith, proud of their identity, open to diversity, and committed to common good. On this special occasion, I wish to place on record our sincere gratitude to the ABE Governing Council for its guidance, vision, and tireless efforts in strengthening Catholic education across the Archdiocese. We thank the organizing committee of this day, all the heads, principals, teachers, staff members, the unsung heroes who live this mission every day in classrooms, offices, playgrounds, and staff rooms. Your dedication continues to shape generations. Reverend Father Pedro Rodriguez, Provincial of the Goa Jesuit Province, the chief guest for the day, Your Eminence, Most Reverend Philip Neri Cardinal Ferrão, Archbishop of Goa and Daman, Most Reverend Simeon Fernandez, Auxiliary Bishop of Goa and Daman, our esteemed members, dignitaries on the dais, esteemed member of the Governing Council of ABE, Reverend Fathers, Sisters, Heads, Principals, Teachers, the organizing team for this function, staff members, and dear friends in the mission of education.
Speaking, it is a different feeling for me altogether today to be present here, to stand in front of all of you great eminent people to address. Some years back, I was one of the participants. I would have been, if I was there, I would have been moving about, helping out. But it's a different role altogether. Anyway, I am deeply honored to be with you on this special day as we celebrate All Catholic Education Institution Day. I thank you for inviting, and more importantly, for the silent but powerful work you all do every day in shaping the minds, hearts, and future of our children. The theme chosen for today, Educating for Hope and Transformation, is both timely and prophetic. If you all may agree with me in this, that the only one thing which is the worst thing to lose in life is hope. You may lose your money, you may lose your health, you may lose your relationship, you may lose your business, you may lose your fame and reputation. It happens. But you can build all that again from the scratch. You may lose all of these, no worries. The important thing is not to lose hope. Because once hope is gone, everything is gone. Hope is not optimism, it isn't wishful thinking. It is powerful force of action. Hope is not saying everything will be fine. Hope is the quiet conviction that what we do today matters even when results are not immediately visible. When we speak of hope and transformation, we must first look honestly at the education scenario of Goa today. Goa has always been blessed with a strong education foundation. Our literacy rate is high. Our Catholic institutions have shaped generations of leaders, doctors, engineers, teachers, priests, religious, administrators, artists, and public servants. Many of the pillars of Goan society have been formed in our Catholic institution. From the days of St. Francis Xavier and the early missionaries, education in Goa has never been merely about instruction. It has been mission. It has been formation. It has been transformation. Our institution in Goa have not simply produced successful professionals. They have shaped responsible citizens with values, discipline, and social concern. For this legacy, we must thank the countless priests, religious, and lay teachers who quietly dedicated their lives to this noble mission. But dear friends, our children today are growing in a very different world. They live in a digital age where information is abundant, but wisdom is scarce. They are connected to the world through a screen, yet sometimes disconnected from their own families and even from themselves. When only children, why only children? But what about us adults? We live in an era of the infinite scroll, our pocket buzz with global crisis, professional demands, and curated lives of others. We are more connected than any generation in human history. Yet we are arguably the most distracted. We are connected to devices, calendars, expectations, but disconnected from self, others, purpose, and God. We see new challenges today. Digital addiction and constant distraction, anxieties, stress, and mental health struggle, pressure to perform and fear of failure, consumerism and instant gratification, changing family structures and migration, confusion about identity and values. Many of our young people are silently asking, who am I? What is my purpose? Does my life matter? This is precisely why our education is more relevant today than ever before. We are not called only to prepare students for exam. We are called to prepare them for life. We educate the whole person, mind, heart, and spirit. Education for hope means helping the child believe that failure is not the end. It means teaching resilience. It means forming young people who can face difficulties with courage and faith. Education for transformation is not just information or imparting knowledge. It means forming conscience, inculcating values rooted in faith and culture. It means inspiring our students to care for the poor, to respect creation, to serve society, and to be agents of positive change in Goa. We are living in an age of information overloaded. Children can access answers to seconds, but education is not about downloading data. It is about transforming person. Transformation begins with small daily choices. Honesty in exam, respect for parents, compassion for classmates, responsibility in society. As educators, we must ask ourselves, are our classrooms place of fear or freedom, competition or compassion, pressure or purpose? Once a teacher asked all the kids in the class, what do you want to be when you grow up? And some of them said, we want to be doctors, engineers, lawyers, solicitors, actors, etc. There was one boy who was very quiet, and the teacher turned to that boy and said, "Does it take that so long to answer that question?" Very thoughtfully, the boy said, "When I grow up, ma'am, I want to be happy." Teacher said, "Boy, looks like you haven't got the question right." The 7-year boy said, "Ma'am, looks like you haven't got life right." Dear teachers, you are not just instructors, you are mentors, role models, and sometimes even second parent. A single word of encouragement from you can change the direction of a child's life. A small act of kindness can restore hope to a struggled student. Dear parents, your parents in this mission, your partners in this venture. School alone cannot shape children. Education begins at home. In the values you model, in the value time you give, in the faith you practice. Dear management, members and church leaders, we must continue to investing not only in infrastructure but in formation, especially ongoing training for teachers, emotional support system for students, and programs that integrate faith and life. Dear friends, before I conclude, let me say this. In this challenging and digital-driven world, we all need to put into practice what we call mindful living. And this is the concept I took from the theme that was taken, mindful living. Just a few days back, a Jesuit Alumni Association Congress was held in Raya in the International Hospitality Salon. Raya in Sargoka's hospitality. What is this mindful living? It means being aware of what is happening within me, around me, and beyond me. It is not a slogan. It is a way of being. It is awareness that sees, intention that chooses, and service that transforms. Mindful living has 3 aspects. Mindful of self, mindful of others, and mindful of world. The world does not need more restless achievers. It needs mindful witnesses, people who live awake, love deeply, and serve generously. We cannot walk alone. It takes a community to raise a child. In Goa, it must take a committed Catholic community to form the next generation. If we truly educate our hope, our school and institution will become space where fear is replaced by courage, confusion by clarity, and indifference by compassion. The future of Goa does not sit in our assemblies, it sits in our classrooms. I thank each one of you, the management, principal, teachers, non-teaching staff, parents and students for being partners in this noble mission. May God bless your effort and may your Catholic institution in Goa continue to shine as beacon of hope and transformation. Thank you for inviting me.
Every little change in the world of education, analyzing with prudence its implication and consequences. At the helm of this